Now, the homeless youth, Harvard University, are we that naive? Now, this is about the second homeless person that is living or was living at the homeless shelter at Midnight Mission, downtown LA, who has ambition of going to Harvard University. Now, individuals are learning to play this game in America to Ivy League, and my suspicion is that many individuals that have these selfish motives for going to Harvard, especially if they don't have the ability, it doesn't work for us. Now, Harvard's supposed to be one of the top schools, and when an individual goes there, he should be qualified, has the mental ability, and that understands that with that education you need to get back and contribute significantly. Now, the latest is a young man called Chansey. He is the class president, student president. He's an athlete, he's homeless, and he's on the honor roll, and he wants to go to Harvard. And he has this sort of a educational intoxication look in his face. This is a face that I see around the world at many universities, but I want to think that's a difference here in America to in the Caribbean. Now, I've been teaching off and on some substitute teaching from California and in Florida, and I've discovered a disturbing trend and fact. I've talked to many students, and I told them that I would get up as a high school student around 2 o'clock in the morning to study, and that we study at least 20 to 30 hours a week. And it's very difficult sometimes, you still don't even get on the honor roll. Now, many of the students told me that they study 0 hours per week, but yet they're on the honor roll, and I don't understand how you could do that. So already you don't have to study and you're on the roll. But now, when this guy is doing football, you have to spend so much time in football as a student president. In fact, at my college, a guy was on the honor roll, and he wanted to be the student president, and immediately his grades fell. So I'm not sure how we could do that. Being homeless again, with all the stress, etc., it's kind of a challenge. However, Harvard, when they get up there, basically it don't seem as if, in fact, many students and the parents understand what it takes to get up there. Just have a big ambition, I want to go up there and get involved in a whole bunch of activities, volunteering and all that. I mean, that's great, but does the person have the intellectual ability? So I admire them for wanting to go there and doing what it takes, but as a people and as a nation, and as those of us who expect the best from our Ivy League students, this is kind of troubling. I recall many people from these Ivy Leagues have put us in this economic problem we're in. They start selling just paperwork on Wall Street, and many of them thought that if they would transport or manufacture into India and to China, they will get the products cheaper and they'll be able to make all the money. But the bottom line is that when they ship all the jobs over there are no jobs here, and so when they bring the products back, nobody could buy it. And now you have India and China now buying up the country because they're making all the money. So let us review what we're doing and ensure that the best gets to Harvard, whichever, whether it doesn't matter about race, but let the best get there and make a difference. Now, I want to look at the educational or intellectual academic intoxication. Now, they face, when you go on certain campuses in the Caribbean, like the University of the West Indies and at my college, the guys who are on the honor roll, they make the face up like how this Chansey guy and homeless guy down in LA is looking. And those who are not that academically inclined will not demonstrate that. Now, it goes on to say that those who are the universities and colleges and high school that have that intoxication look, they definitely have a mental problem, because they're spending so much, all the waking hours they're studying. They're going to the bus, they have a book reading, they're cooking, they're reading, they have a break from class, they're reading. They have to do it like that, because to get up and to get into those universities, you have to seriously be spending all your waking hours studying. And I believe that their mind's kind of like that strained, and so it is showing on the face. But this guy, he's in strain his mind, a period. I mean, how can you be on the honor roll, be a football star, be the school president, or the class president, being homeless and going on top of the roof to study? You got nothing to study. You don't have anything to study in America. I recall, these guys don't get no homework. The parents say, look, no homework. They have to spend time to watch TV at nights. They have to eat. They have to socialize with the family. They have to rest. There's no place in there for study. So, and then you give them study things to study, and they don't show up with the assignments, and you progress because you thought that they would have done the homework, and so you're moving on. When you reach the end of the failure exam, now you have to come back and say, well, okay, I have to give so many A's, so many B's, so many C's. Nobody's going to get F, and you just distribute it. And then they're fooling the country because they get into high positions, like the guys right now that running many of these corporations. I went to Ivy League, so I should get $100 million, $500 million in remunerations, whatever, stock, interest, profits, or whatever. But they don't qualify for it. They using the ideas from the staff and other people, and talking out the big and bad, and hostilely take over next business, close it down, put those people out to bread, get some more market, and in the small organization, their sales have grown, or they combine up all the cheap businesses across America and they look like they're doing real good, and then when there's no more business to buy, then they start to fall apart and they close up, and then all these the service that they were offering through the country suffers. So I think we need to have anything that makes money. You have to be careful that it's something that's going to benefit the country, because things are bad, and I think that people are making money on the things that are destroying the place. So how will you turn it around if folks are making the money? So these are the kind of guys we promoting, guys that are unscrupulous, men that are kind of mean, men that are dangerous to the country and to themselves. So we better be careful how we sort of pointing these folks to become our leaders.